Good afternoon, good day to you all students and class delegates of. Please, I take this time to salute you all and to say Asha for all the confusion in which you have found yourself because of the Ministry of Public Health and Ministry of Higher Education wahala. And I wish to also say that you need to keep your calm and do not listen to social media or to outsiders who do not master exactly what is happening and believe what they say. Now, it has been something that many have been thinking that it will create a problem sometime in the future, and here we are in it. And the solutions are being sought in the situations such that at the end of the day, we can have something that is harmonized and includes everybody that is a stakeholder in health. In some countries, everything about health is or falls under the Ministry of Public Health. But in Cameroon, we have two main ministries, and even three, because we have employment and vocational training that runs some health programs, which we do here on campus, like pharmacy attendant and medical sales representation, which is a postgraduate diploma program. Then you have the Ministry of Public Health, under which in Cameroon we have the state registered nursing program, the nursing assistant program, and the state registered midwifery program. Now, when you keep all of those aside, you go now, you have the Ministry of Higher Education, under which the programs HND, that's the Higher National Diploma, and BSc, as well as MSc and PhD fall, because it falls under the present system and model, which has to do with the bachelor, master's, and doctorate. Bachelor's, master's, doctorate, BMD. So, I wish you people to understand that what is happening now is that after the meeting that was held last Friday in Yaoundé, some resolutions were arrived at. The first one is that based on reports and observations concerning higher education training, specifically for the higher national diploma program, in terms of private higher institutes in particular, they thought that it was high time they met and sat to revisit the curriculum for HND trainings in the different specialties in health and see what could be added or subtracted. That it was high time for them to also meet and see if there is something wrong with the structuring, if there is something wrong with the campuses, if there's something wrong with the delivery of lessons, if there's something wrong with the evaluational systems and the rest. Because under the Ministry of Higher Education, mentorship is done through the University of Boya, and they come for checks and controls once in a while. So what they are trying to do now is that maybe they want it to be in a system whereby there will be regular checks and controls, like the Minister of Public Health does for her own programs across the board in Cameroon. That is why they decided that as resolution one, for all of this to be done, the first thing is that they should halt the admission for first year students into the HND programs across the board in health sciences. I'm talking about nursing, I'm talking about midwifery, I'm talking about medical laboratory sciences, I'm talking about physiotherapy, MIT, uh, and the others, nutrition and dietetics, healthcare management, and what have you. That it should be halted for this year or for a while they sing common grounds upon which the fixing that they hope to be done for the good of the students who will come and do the program. Perhaps at the end it will have a different appellation. Perhaps at the end it will have a different way that it will be structured and the rest. But there would have been some harmonization with the different stakeholders. Here we are talking about the Ministry of Higher Education, the Ministry of Public Health, and the National Medical Council. That's the first resolution. So, with that resolution, they have not said that they have suspended the HND program. They have suspended admissions into the first year of HND programs across health sciences, paramedical sciences. And that explains why they went further in that same clause to explain that those students who were already admitted into the program, be it in are now going to their second year or their third year programs, That is, we are talking about HND nursing year 1, students going to HND nursing year 2, and HND nursing year 2, students going to HND nursing year 3. That's if I'm using HND, is the same for MLS, is the same for physiotherapy, is the same for all of that. That all of you will continue your programs right to the end. It means that those of you who were in year 1 last year, you go to year 2 this year, and next year you'll be in year 3. So you have 2 more years and you write the higher national diploma exam, and that will be it. Those who are in year 2 last who were in year 2 last year will go to year 3 this academic year and write the HND. When they finish writing the HND, come October, like they said, they will begin a national examination that will be written by all who have done the HND programs across the board in health sciences. When you pass that board exam, it's like a board exam like NCLEX, which is done outside. When you succeed to pass that exam as an HND, you will now be integrated into the National Council for Medical Practitioners in Cameroon, the National Medical Council. And that will now give you the leverage and the platform upon which you can be recruited by the Ministry of Public Health, since it is the main employer for public health uh, institutions in Cameroon. I'm talking now about schools, training schools, and hospitals. It is the Ministry of Public Health. The Ministry of Higher Education is in charge of employment at the level of higher education, people who teach degrees, masters, and PhDs. So, what we are explaining is that they have now said, okay, for all those who already did the HND program for the past how many years that it was authorized, they will have to take this exam. And believe you me, the HND program is stronger and more elaborate than the state registered nursing program. Let me convince you, let me ask you a question. For those of you who wrote the HND, didn't you notice that state registered nursing students came and wrote together with you? This is because we gave them the platform to be able to prepare themselves so that they can use one stone to shoot two birds. That explains why the state registered nursing program is a diploma program. At the end of the 3 years, they give you a state registered nursing diploma and maybe a state registered nursing certificate which you use for employment and other things. And it gives you a leverage to be employed by the Ministry of Public Health, because that is their own program that they train directly under the supervision of the Ministry of Public Health. But they come to write the higher national diploma final year exam for year 3, so that they should have two advantages. One, they can go in for programs related to SRN. Two, they can go in for openings in employment or employment opportunities that have to do with holders of HND. Now, the prerequisite or the requirement for degree is an HND. That's why you have the top up BSc nursing program. So all of you who have done HND and just succeeded this year that we're talking about, it is advisable for all of you to come and do your top up BSc in nursing, because the moment you have your top up BSc in nursing, you don't necessarily need to go back and write that exam per se. You can be recruited even by public health if they need degree nurses, because they know that that one is directly under the Ministry of Higher Education. So you can be recruited, because after 3 years you add one, you have a degree, and it takes 4 years to have a degree. So if they ask you for your transcript, you have 4 year transcript: year 1, year 2, year 3, and the year 4 that you came and did. So that is why they have said that for the moment, the commission from the two ministries will still sit to determine all what will entail these changes that are coming up. So we are asking all our year 1 students of the HND programs to keep their peace and their calm. There are two options for you. You follow your program quietly, like those of you who are leaving year 2 to go to year 3, come and continue your program, write the HND exam, go the next year and do a top up and have your degree, then you don't have any issue. For those who are going to year 2, come to year 2, finish year 2, go to year 3 the next year, write your HND exam, pass it, and then come back with it, your results, successful results, and do a top up, and that will be okay for you. You will not have any issues again. Then for those of you who have people who are wanting positions in nursing for year 1, the program that we are advising them to do now, or that we will tell you to tell people, is the direct BSc in nursing program. It is now that some schools that are running programs in health are thinking that, okay, now that they are suspending the admission or halting the admission into the first year, they too cannot leave this year to go like that without running some of these programs. But then they need to seek mentorship in those programs from different universities. And we cannot say how it will go, but we are thinking that we already have a platform where that has been done, and we can still stand to hit our chest that we are doing it best in the nation. So you can still trust us and recommend people. So please, for those of you who are thinking that you can come and take your transcripts and go to UB, you only go to UB after passing the concours. So it means that you want to waste 2 years that you have already done HND, or 1 year that you have already done HND, and go and rewrite the concours, which has just 60 places or 70 if I'm not mistaken. And if you don't pass, you cannot go to UB. So it's not like you can go there and they put you in year two of the BSc program when you did not write the concours and pass. No, it does not work like that. It's not like you can go there now from HND nursing year two and they put you into the third year of the degree program at UB when you didn't write the concours and pass with them, and you did not start the training with them. It will not work. So where you are is already comfortable. Please come and do your programs and finish, and then do your top up. And for those of you who want to swap because you don't want you complications and you don't want you the dragging, you can now come and this at your different departments will give you a form to fill, and we will swap you from the HND programs that you have been doing to the direct BSc program, which means that for those of you who were in year one, you can now swap to year two direct BSc, be it in midwifery, be it in medical laboratory sciences, nursing, physiotherapy, MIT, nutrition and dietetics, high healthcare management, and the rest of the other programs. Yes, for those of you who are in year two and you're going to year three, you can choose not to write the HND exam this year because you don't want to use that other channel. And then they will now swap you and send you to the direct BSc year three class where you do year three and year four and have your degree. They will definitely have to translate your transcripts from HND to degree standard based on the University of Boya requirements, and that will be it. So I think that these explanations will go a long way to clarify some of the doubts that you have. Let no one mislead you. Let no one mislead you. Whatever doubts you have, please come back to us. In terms of fees, remember that the direct BSc program is more expensive than the HND program. But for the sake of our students who are already here, the administration is looking at the issue, and they will come up in the days ahead, in very few days or in a very short while from now, with the harmonized amount that those of you who will be swapping will pay for direct BSc. Perhaps it will be a reduced amount compared to what we already know, which is 540. So keep your ears open and get to us for any doubts that you have, please. That is why we are here. Thank you so very much.